Namaste. Welcome to Taraangana, a Star Trek series where we look at one star in one episode, both from Western perspective and Eastern perspective. And I'm your host, Sainath Shanbhag from shardula-ai.com. So let us start. And today we are going to see the first nakshatra called Ashwini. And what you see here is an image of Ashwini Nakshatra or Ashwini asterism. Asterism is a collection of stars. Nakshatra is actually, though nakshatra refers to one star, nakshatra in astronomy refers to a collection of stars as well, a small collection of stars. And this image, what you see here, is created using Paraashar, a Sanskrit coding environment developed by shardula-ai.com. And what we see here is basically three individual stars, and they are called Gamma Arietis. This is the first star, Gamma Arietis. This is the Beta Arietis, and this is the Alpha Arietis. Now these are Greek symbols, Gamma, Beta, and Alpha, and these are introduced in our mathematics in 12th standard and engineering mathematics. And how we call it in Devanagari is Ashwini. And let us as well see three different alphabets. This is A, this is V, and this is N. So we can pattern recognize these three alphabets in this, and we can call it Ashwini in case you are new to Devanagari. Now, these stars are named after Ashwini Kumars. So Ashwini Kumars are celestial physicians as per Hindu Dharma Puranas. And how do we identify the distance between them? And the way we have been identifying the distance between them, this image is taken from timeanddate.com. Generally, in Indic knowledge system, we are compared to Western knowledge system, we try to have an approximate numbers like 1 degree, 5 degree. And the way this is shown as when we look at a sun or a sky, and we want to see the how much is the angular distance between the two stars, we use this finger. So if this finger represents generally 1 degree, and these three fingers represent 5 degree, and if we keep it like this between these two, it's 10 degrees. So we have to keep it like this, and this is 15 degrees, and this is 25 degrees. However, depending upon the length of our hand, this is an approximate. My suggestion to you is use your finger to identify the angular distance of the sun, angular diameter of the sun or moon. So both sun and moon appear same size from earth, and you can use any of your fingers and then see the width of the diameter of the sun or moon, and that is basically half degree or 30 minutes. And using that, you can now measure the other values, and you can calibrate the rest of the fingers to measure the distance. When we look at stars, it is preferably to look at the west direction after sunset, for the reason that there is generally no fog. And in the mornings, and other reason is that just after during the sunset, you can point to look at the point where the sun has set, and from that point we can look at approximately 14 units, so 7 degrees horizontally. Suppose that moon and sun both approximately go along the same line. So now what you can do is you can look at 14 units from the moon to right. 14 units means each unit is the diameter of the sun or moon, and you move 14 units or 7 degrees. And there, if you look at any of these sequences, generally in the month of March, you will be able to see this. Then you will be able to see such a sequence, and this sequence of stars is called Ashwini, or it's called Alpha Arietis, Beta Arietis, Gamma Arietis. And distance between each of these first two stars is basically 3 units. That means that assuming that you are keeping 3 suns here or 3 moons here, then this is 3 units. and between this star and this star, it is approximately 5 units. That is horizontal distance. Now, how do we remember 27 nakshatras? So, can we remember it as Alpha Arietis, Beta Arietis, Gamma Arietis, etc., etc.? In Indic Astronomy, we have kept a beautiful names like Ashwini, Bharani, etc. And this is a shloka which can be sung as a song. And with this song, we can remember all the 27 nakshatras. So specifically, if we look at the first nakshatra, first shloka, it sounds like this: Ashwini Bharani Chaiva Kritika Rohini Mrigah Aridra Punarvasu Pushyah Tatha Shleshama Ghatatah. So to start with, you can look at only the first line, which is Ashwini Bharani Chaiva Kritika Rohini Mrigah. Now, if you see this particular in this the first word, we had recognized va and na, and this Ashwini refers to these three stars. In some text, we also refer to these two stars as Ashwini. And basically, the first shloka, when you read Ashwini Bharani Chaiva Kritika Rohini Mrigah, you have already understood five nakshatras. Name of five nakshatras are already remembered using this line. Now, these are the three stars. And how do we identify how do we refer this exactly this star is the star which we are referring to? Like how, when I communicate to someone, my next generation, as our ancestors have been communicating, how do we communicate it mathematically? Now, the way to do that is they have put again some shlokas like, let us look at just the first part. Ashtarnavaha shunya kritaha panchashashtir nageshavah. And this is the various nakshatras. This is the Swabhoga, meaning the distance vertically along the west to east. So Ashwini, this is the numbers in Devanagari, which means 48. Bharani is 40. Kritika is 65. And Rohini is 57. Now, this shloka, Ashtarnava Shunyakrita Panchashashtir Nageshava, contains the numbers, the positions for four of these stars. So when it is Ashta, Ashta is 8, refers to this. Arnavaha is the number of oceans. So it is, suppose we use Jumbo, suppose you are referring to Jambu Dvipa, there are four oceans, which is northeast, west, and south. Jambu Dvipa is the Asia. Shunya kritaha. Shunya is 0. Kritaha is Kritayug, which is 4. Pancha Shashtir Nageshavaha. So this is Pancha, which is 5. Shashti is 6. Naga is Shashti Naga Ishavaha. Naga is mountains, which is 7. And Ishavaha is arrows, which is 5. So with this, we have the position of these of four nakshatras. And Ashwini, this is the distance between the previous nakshatra, which is Revati, to Ashwini from west to east direction. This is between Ashwini and Bharani. Bharani is the next nakshatra. And then between Bharani and Kritika, it is 65, etc. So this is the way we measure the distance. Now, we can look at the distance in the horizontal direction. Now again we have a shloka. Dingmasa Vishayaha Saumya Yame Panchadisho Nava. Within that we are looking at only so much. And then when we look at the Vikshepa Bhaga, which refers to the horizontal distance from the ecliptic. Ecliptic means the position of the sun. So suppose that the movement of the sun has been like this, right? Then from the distance from that ecliptic point horizontally is this. So when I say dik, so the ding masa is dik masa. Ding dik is number of directions, it is 10. And east, so 8 directions, and top and bottom, it makes it 10 directions. Masa is 12. Vishayaha is 5. and then this Pancha is again this 5. So these are the distances coordinate systems of already 4. So just by reading the one shloka, two shlokas, you have got 8 numbers. So this is how we are taking the positions of the stars in Indic astronomy, and this is taken from Surya Siddhanta. Now, this is the this distance from the moon or the sun, ecliptic position of the sun, to horizontal distance is called declination. This is Vikshepa Bhaga, and this distance from the star till the bottom, the Revati Nakshatra. This is the right ascension. This is this number, right? And how do we refer to the distances in Western astronomy? What we do is we use something called star atlas. Specifically, I have taken beginner's star atlas, and in that beginner star atlas, the stars are mapped like this. Now, how do we draw this diagram? So the way we draw this diagram is by writing a code like this, where the first line Sthapayatu Ashwini Chitre, this is the Ashwini Chitra, dark blue sky, this is the dark blue sky, Uttara Bhadrapadat Hasta Paryantam. So from the top to bottom, I have kept a blue sky. And then I am Sthapayatu Ashwini Chitra, village Chitra. So village chitra is the chitra which has this chitra of village which has a hut, which has 3 trees and which has a ground, etc. So this is already designed as a module again using Paraashar. Now Sthapayitu Ashwini Chitra Sainath crescent moon here. And where exactly I want to place it? I want to place it in Paschima direction, which is the left. Within Paschima, the Nairutya, which is again the bottom left. And then within the bottom left, it's Dakshina, which is bottom. Uttara Bhadrapadat Hasta Paryantam. Now, once this moon is placed, I want to place this first Gamma Iritis at a unit of 14 half degree. So how do we keep 7 degrees? So 7 degrees represents 14 half degree. And this 14 half degree, we are representing it just like in a binary format or decimal format. Here we have a format of 3, and the place value system makes it the left rightmost digit is 1. The next digit, the place value system is 3. And after that, it is 3 raised to 2, which is 9. So 14 is 9 raised to 9 into 1 plus 3 into 1 plus 1 into 2. So the way we do that place is referring to this is Paschima. So Paschima, I move these are the 3 digits. This is ninth value system. This is second value system, referring to 3, and Dakshina is the first place system. Now Dakshina, I am going to move 2 times. So Dakshina, when it is moved 2 times, it takes it to Agneya, and Nairutya, when it is moved once, it moves it to Dakshina, and Paschima, when it is moved one, it takes to Madhya. And what this is the Sthapetu Ashwini Chitre, Ashtrita moon, the Gamma Arietis has been placed. Now, in the next series, we will look at Bharani, and we will as well see how solar months is, how we can combine the solar months and nakshatra. For example, nowadays when we are looking at the Ashwini nakshatra, you will have to in the midnight morning, midnight, you will be able to see the Ashwini nakshatra at the top of your head. So generally, this picture where you will see Ashwini nakshatra in the west direction is generally seen in the month of March. So in the month of March, it is there, and then in the April May, what happens is the sun is in Aries constellation. So the Ashwini nakshatra is next to sun. We can't see it. After 2 months, that is April May. So May June, you will be able to start the seeing the nakshatra in the east direction. Namaste.